The real economy is buckling. The signs are everywhere, but many people are ignoring them. Today, I read an article on Yahoo Finance put out by Reuters and written by Juviera Tabuasam titled, Home Depot Warns of Sales Profit Decline on Weak Consumer Spending. According to the author, customers have delayed big projects such as flooring, kitchen cabinets, and bathroom remodels due to higher borrowing costs and steep inflation. Home Depot warned of a decline in annual profit and a bigger drop in its annual comparable sales as weak discretionary spending dampened expectations of a recovery in consumer sentiment this year. Well, my friends, this is one more example of what is happening in the real economy. Many American consumers are struggling. It's not that they don't want to do projects, some simply can't. They are tapped out financially. They are struggling to pay their bills and put food on the table. Some don't know how they are going to make their student loan payments when Biden's on-ramp program ends at the end of September. Right now, interest has started to accrue on student loans, but no one can fall into delinquency or default until October of this year. I believe this is really going to constrain consumer spending even further. We probably won't start hearing about it until after the election. I read some of the comments beneath this article. I'll share some of them with you. One commenter said, "Call it what it is, a recession." The next person said, "Smart people quit spending money on these items over a year ago. What we are seeing now is the people who kept spending and have run out of money." The next commenter said, "Home Depot is almost always empty, but Harbor Freight is always packed." The last comment that I'll share with you came from someone who said, "More bad news about the consumer. They are trying to tell us something that the liberal media doesn't want to acknowledge. The economy isn't so great." Well, my friends, what do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. On the topic of the real economy, I read another interesting article today. This one was on Yahoo Finance, put out by Fox Business, and written by Eric Ravel, titled, Middle and Lower Income Americans Running Out of Disposable Cash, According to the San Francisco Fed. According to the author, middle and lower income Americans are running low on disposable cash and are on track to have less than they were on pace to have before the COVID pandemic disrupted the economy. This is according to a study by the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco. Well, my friends, this is not good news. When Americans have less disposable cash, they aren't able to support local businesses. This in turn impacts the employees who work at those businesses, and the dominoes start to fall. Unemployment is up in America. We keep hearing about large layoffs in the news. This is all during a time when the stock market is near all-time highs and the media tells us the economy is great. I can't imagine what it's going to be like if we see a major correction in the market and companies start to eliminate more jobs to shore up their stocks. The author of this article went on to reference the July jobs report, which revealed that unemployment rose to 4.3%. Let me ask you, do you think the Fed cutting rates is going to help lower this unemployment rate? Or do you think the Fed is going to cut rates because we are in a recession? In my opinion, we aren't going to see anything turn on a dime. Far too many people are banking on the Fed rate cut, and they think everything is going to be fixed after that happens. I'll share some of the comments beneath this article. One commenter said, "Consumer credit card defaults are rising and consumer spending is pulling back. This is the bubble that may be about to burst." The next commenter said, "I didn't need a news article to tell me how bad it is. I'm living it." The last comment that I'll share with you came from someone who said, "It is unfortunate that the country continues to let debt spiral out of control and send American dollars overseas. The bureaucrats rule now. The number of millionaires in Washington, D.C. continues to grow significantly." Well, my friends, I've been talking for a while about the new Gilded Age that we are all living in. Those with assets are wealthier than ever, while the middle class quickly erodes and the lower middle class and the working poor are struggling more than ever. It is a sad state of affairs, but this is the reality as we know it. With the path that we are on, I don't see it getting any better. But what do I know? I'm just some guy on YouTube. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. This next article really provides you with some facts about how bad things really are. I read this on Yahoo Finance, put out by Bankrate, and written by Katie Kelton, titled, Living Paycheck to Paycheck Statistics. The author referenced Bankrate's new Living Paycheck to Paycheck survey, which revealed that more than 1 in 3 workers, 34%, are living paycheck to paycheck. Nearly 6 in 10 Americans, 59%, are uncomfortable with their level of emergency savings. The average American feels they need to earn over $186,000 to live comfortably. Well, my friends, it is unfortunate to hear about all of these people who are living paycheck to paycheck. Some may be one emergency away from bankruptcy. There are far too many unexpected things that can happen in life. If your alternator goes out, it is going to be expensive unless you know how to replace it yourself. If your HVAC system fails and needs to be replaced, you are going to be shocked by how much it is going to cost. If you need to go to the emergency room or be admitted to the hospital for something, it may end up being catastrophic financially. Many people don't consider things like this. They just go about their lives with blinders on and live for today. I think this is incredibly foolish. I truly worry about what could happen to some everyday Americans. Understand, I'm not criticizing these people. I feel bad for these individuals. I wish they would understand how bad of a situation they are in and look for ways to reduce expenses and bring in more income. Even if this involves extreme sacrifices, it could help ensure that they will be okay when the unexpected happens. This next article will really shock you. I read this on ZeroHedge.com, written by Tyler Durden, likely a pseudonym for writers at Zero Hedge, titled, A $150,000 house in 1998 now costs $707,500. Thank you, Fed. The author of this article breaks this down for us. A $150,000 home purchased in January of 1988 had a mortgage payment of $1,076 with a 10.38% interest rate. In 2006, the home was worth about $403,634, and the mortgage payment would have been $2,086 with an interest rate of 6.52%. If you bought the home at the end of 2002 and interest rates were at 2.68%, it would have cost you $502,649. But the mortgage payment would have only been $1,605. If you want to buy the same home today, it would cost you $707,499, and the payment would be $3,662 with a mortgage rate of 7.062%. Well, my friends, this is really interesting. It really does show what has happened due to all of the Fed manipulation. Just so you know, these examples don't include property taxes or insurance, according to the author. So the payments would be much higher once those were factored in. It would be good to factor in HOA fees and PMI, since a lot of people don't put down 20% or more. The author said, and I'll quote, "This is a mess entirely of the Fed's making." I'll agree with that statement. The Fed should have never kept rates as low as they were for an extended period of time. This resulted in a fantasy land environment that allowed far too many people to make some crazy purchases that they ordinarily wouldn't have been able to afford. Now, reality has started to set in, and there are people who are trying to figure out how to handle all of the debt they took on. And it's not just the debt. When you buy things, you have to maintain them. This can be very expensive, and I'm afraid some individuals didn't think this through. However bad things are right now, it will likely be far worse if we enter a deep recession and unemployment continues to move higher. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Stay healthy and wealthy, I'll see everyone in the next video.